Hi, hello again. Today we're going to talk about measuring with non-standard units. And I do have right here in my hand a paperclip. That's something we can use as a non-standard unit to measure. Let's take a look at this. As you can see right here, I do have a measuring tape. And this one is a standard unit. Why? Because everybody knows and everybody uses this kind of object to measure. But if I want to measure this pencil with something else besides a ruler, I can always use the paper clip. And as you can see in the image, I put the pencil and next to it a chain of paper clips. You can use it to measure the size of the length. You can see we have a bunch of objects to measure with a paper clip. In my hand, you can see the paper clip. And all these kind of objects we can use to measure. We can use the hammer, the scissors, the book, little pillow. You see a bunch of different objects we can measure with a little paper clip. But what if I had to measure a table like that one? Do you think is the paper clip the best option to measure it? I think it's gonna take forever if I want to do it like that. It's gonna take a long time. Unless I use a giant paper clip, it's gonna take, if I use the standard size paper clips, a long time to measure it. So I need something else to measure it as a non-standard unit. Let's see. What if I want to measure that little tiny house? How many paper clips long is that little wall? What if I want to measure a long road? That's amazingly long. With a paper clip chain, it's gonna take forever. People start using non-standard measures with part of the body. You can see they use the arms to measure, the hands to measure. How about the foot? How about the pace, the distance between one foot and the other? In this case, if I want to measure the table, a good tool when there is no tools is to measure with hands. How many hands long is that table? I can use my feet to measure that little house. All around, how long are the walls? But if I use a paperclip to measure the road, it's not a good choice. I think I will not use my legs. I can use the walking step, and I want to walk around with long steps to measure how long is that road. Because if I try to use the paperclip, it's going to take forever. Sometimes we have long walking steps. Sometimes we have short. In this case, I'm going to use long because it's a long, long road. Little problem with the non-standard units. They are non-standard. What it means is some people has this kind of long paperclip. Some people have small kind of paperclips. Some people have long legs to measure. Some people have short legs to measure. Look at that walking step. Look at this pace. Look at this one. It's short, this one is long. How about if I try to use the feet? This little foot is little, but look, this one, the big foot is big. Look at that little hand. Look at that big hand. The non-standard units are not standard. It means my size of foot is not the same size of foot of yours. Sometimes it might be, but sometimes, most of the time, people have different kind of sizes. So people had to get together in order to convert to a very standard unit. And that's the way they came out with the invention of the rulers. Somebody vote for the correct size. How about a king? A king might decide, oh, we're gonna use this size to measure the length. Everybody agrees, and in that kingdom, everybody uses the same ruler. Eventually, kings and populations and cities and towns got together and came out with an agreement to use the same kind of unit to measure. But when we had nothing else to measure, we can always use to measure that little paperclip. We can always use that parts of the body. You can see right there, we have that paperclip. You have the parts of the body to measure small little objects with a small little paperclip, or long objects with longer parts of the body, as our face, or foot, hands, or cubit. Remember, look at those objects. You can always find something to measure at home. You can draw it, and then you can measure with the paperclip. Then you can compare your measures using a ruler to see how similar they are, how different they are. And that's the lesson of the non-standard units. Well, hope you enjoyed the video and see you soon. Take care, guys.